Ringside Renaissance. Sam's on wrestling. We're here to talk the worst WrestleMania moments of all time.
You are now listening to the Ringside Renaissance Wrestling Podcast.
We're back for a very special episode of Ringside Renaissance with Sam's on wrestling, talking the worst WrestleMania moments of all time. Not the best, the worst. And of course, I'm joined by the best co-host in the world, Pretty Deadly Jesse. Yeah. And we're joined also by Baby Sam. Sam.
Intro music. Oh.
Sam's on wrestling.
No pyro. No pyro.
Hold on. It's just a little late. Yeah. That's a little British.
Felt so cool.
That's a little British for you.
More you have seen them on YouTube
in my life.
You have seen them on YouTube. You have seen them on X. They are from across the pond, from parts unknown, because we don't know what known parts of England they are from. They are still sour from the loss of the Revolutionary War, but they are still number one in our hearts. Sam's on wrestling.
Yeah.
I'm just happy for the help from World War II. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah,
You're
right.
welcome.
Taking the
you're
loss.
welcome.
We could have had him.
Yep.
We could have had him.
Yep. We'll forget
So
about
good.
the Boston Tea Party. We'll just
Oh,
drink.
God.
We'll cheer the tea.
Yeah.
We're
Definitely.
cheering. Yep. Cheers today. Cheers today, mates.
Combat.
Get my little pinky out for you. There you go.
Ah.
I don't think anybody
My
you
glass
told
of
any.
water.
No.
I don't think you told anybody who you were, bro.
And I'm Andrew. Kombat Jones. It doesn't matter who I am. Yeah.
What a day to be alive. We are talking about the worst WrestleMania moments of all time. WrestleMania season's upon us. And, we try to do a little bit of switch because people say we're the Howard Stern of wrestling podcast, so we don't like to do things conventionally. And when people bring up their best moments of WrestleMania, that's a little too tame for us. We'd like to bring up our worst moments of WrestleMania history, and there have been a lot of them. There's 40 WrestleManias. There's way more than 40 bad moments. We're going to try to get into a few of them. Before we start, how are you guys doing? I'm sure it looks sunny over there. It looks dim and bleak over here, but how you guys doing today?
Pretty
It
good.
is
It's the
not
first.
sunny.
Oh, it's sunny where I am. Oh, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful little day. It's probably the first time I've seen sun in about 3 weeks.
Your skin says
Genuinely.
that.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Is it true it's really
American.
Yeah, you can tell by you guys' skin tone. You don't see the
Also,
sun much.
coming from you, Sal.
I'm ginger.
Excuses.
I can get a suntan from a microwave,
And
let
yet,
alone the
look at you.
sunshine.
Look at you still.
That's what I say. I
Ridiculous.
say fluorescent light bulbs burn me. I'm so white peppermint burns my tongue. So but we're gonna jump right into it. I want to hear you guys' takes. I'm sure I'm gonna take exception to some of you guys' takes. We're talking about the five. We're gonna do our top 5 worst WrestleMania moments each. If we have time, we'll do some more. Do some honorable mentions. I'm really excited to hear this. We haven't gone over with each other anything that we've written down at all. So
Nope.
I'm pretty pumped about that, and I'm pretty pumped to get angry because I just feel like being angry today. So
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I can't wait. This is going to be a lot of fun. Things are going great. I love it. It's going to be a great episode for sure. And I would just like to say from the last live that we did with you guys, this is going to be a long one. So it's going to be hard for y'all to keep up this accent this whole time. So we'll see how long you can keep it on.
Well, I've done it for 25 years.
It's going to be exhausting. It's going to be exhausting for you, but we'll see.
I have
And
been working
see
very
if you
hard
break.
at my English diction to make sure that I don't slip into American, just to keep the gimmick.
now, if you haven't before, you should slip into an American sometime. I heard it's quite fun, but That joke didn't
Maybe
land.
we have.
Depends if you slip in, get out, then slip back in
Maybe we
again.
have.
And just to give you guys some flowers on your wrestling knowledge and everything, when I
Yes.
got into the IWC and started all of this, like I thought I knew any stuff about wrestling, and now I realize I have no idea what the hell I'm doing here, and I have no business doing this at all.
Yeah, no. Yeah, so everybody that's watching this, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Go over to Sam's on Wrestling on YouTube. Make sure to show them some love. We're going to put the link to that in the description to make sure you guys get your flowers over there. And to piggyback off what Kombat Jones said, I watch you guys' videos about your wrestling knowledge, and like, I'm just like, boy, I'm way far behind on some of this. Like, what you guys did, like a brackets of John Cena's best matches, and like, I watched it and I said, I haven't seen half these matches or don't remember them. And I'm like, they're just like you guys are just ripping them off. Like, oh yeah, remember this happened in this match, and then that happened. I'm like,
We
It's
are
really
far
good
too
to have
sad.
someone who is Baby Sam, who can remember anything recent, and I'll just focus on everything old.
You
and
go to the 70s and
vaguely
80s.
cover the dead generations.
Pretty much.
but yeah, all jokes aside and stuff, you guys' wrestling knowledge is phenomenal. It's great watching you guys' videos. If you haven't checked out their videos, be sure to check them out. They are a lot of fun. And we've been big fans since we found you guys' channel, and really appreciate all you guys are doing. Hey, even a nice
Thank
golf
you.
clap.
And I will say, I said it last time, you two are probably the best and most supportive wrestling YouTubers currently on the internet. No one is even close to the amount of support you give to other channels. It's
Ooh.
fantastic. So genuinely, give yourself
Damn.
a clap as well.
Well, we have this idea that once one of y'all makes it big, you'll remember us supporting
Yeah.
you in the beginning, and you guys
Yeah.
will let us piggyback off you guys. So
Feels nice to get a compliment for once, because all these you get all
You
that.
said that about Ash from Kick Ash Podcast. Can't believe you said that.
Everybody got no. I like Ash. She cool. She cool. She
On
cool.
record.
yeah, shout out to everybody that loves, that follows and supports us too, and we really do
Yeah.
appreciate all of it as much as we're
Oh yeah, so much.
smart asses. We do appreciate all the love and support. Everybody knows who they are. The list gets
Yeah.
too long to really name off everybody. So let's get into it. The 5 worst WrestleMania moments of all time. And because we already have kind of buttered up Baby Sam because of his age and his striking young looks and his possible questionable British accent, we are going to go youngest to oldest here. And so youngest, we all can agree Baby Sam is the youngest. I think other
me
Sam,
to go
Ginger Sam,
first?
older Sam, Daddy Sam is the next one, I believe, and then it's going to be me, then Kombat Jones, I believe. We're just going to do that.
I'm the oldest here.
Yeah.
Oh, this is not good. We are in for
Sam,
some
how
trouble
old are you
here.
now?
Yeah.
33.
Oh, okay, here we go. I did get it right then. Okay, cool. That's all right.
Yeah.
And Kombat Jones has got me by a few months. So
Yeah.
we
that's
will
true.
start this out on our road to WrestleMania.
And a few
worst-
inches.
It's yeah,
Centimeters.
It's centimeters over where they're from. so,
Yeah.
you know,
I gotcha.
the number will be bigger in centimeters. So we will start this out. The 5 worst WrestleMania moments of all time. Sam, Baby Sam, what is your first selection today?
Oh, and this is where my day starts to go downhill because I've got to talk about all this stuff. I've gone Undertaker versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 23. I watched this Mania live. I really enjoyed Mania 33. It had problems, and I was watching this at the time. And remember, for us live, it's like 4 or 5 in the morning by the time you get to the main event. So we were really tired, 3 of us, at my friend's house watching this. And it's Roman Undertaker, and it's as someone who's watched live his matches with Shawn Michaels and people like that. This was just really sad. Like, we'll get into some worse stuff because don't get me wrong, there's worse stuff than this. But considering we thought it was going to be his last match at the time because of what happened after the match, it's really depressing, and it's JR just trying to get it over on commentary, and it's really slow, and it just exposes how old the Undertaker was. Like that, I just remember the counter of the tombstone, just watching them just trying to get up. It was really sad to watch, and it just ended WrestleMania on a really bad note. Like, I kind of forgot about it when he walked up the ramp and went down, and that was a nice moment, but it was really sad to see. And I thought, if that was his last match, then he's just wasted it on Roman Reigns, who everyone hated at the time anyway, how things change. Yeah, it's just awful, wasn't it? It was just.
Why do you have to
bloody
lose
awful.
again?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's it.
I enjoyed his reverse Cody Rhodes by going down.
Instead of coming
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
It was nice, but crowd were dead.
It's
and
hard. Yeah.
Just sucked.
It's hard to argue that too, and it's like, especially a WrestleMania main event. If something was that much of a train wreck mid card or something by the main event, it's like, okay, we can forget about that and kind of wipe it off. But like you said, Undertaker, the way he ended it, and he had already lost to Brock Lesnar previously, so the loss didn't really mean that much.
Was that bald Undertaker too?
No,
It was the Mohawk.
30 was bald. 33 had the hair back.
Oh, he
Long
had
hair,
the.
horrible bald.
Oh
No
yeah,
mustache.
yeah.
Yeah, that looks like us. That's why we got to wear hats.
Exactly. Yeah.
Could you imagine if after the match we then went into Tribal Chief Roman Reigns from
I
that
wanted to
point
book this-
onward?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it would have worked perfectly. But because we then had to stick with awful babyface Roman Reigns for another 4 years,
The big
make
dog.
the win pointless.
Yeah. No, this
My
is
yard
a bit,
now.
Yeah, this is off topic.
That
This is a
worked.
bit of like fantasy booking.
Yeah.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
No, I thought to myself, right, you know how the night after on Monday Night Raw, they had Taker's hat and gloves and stuff in the ring, and then Roman comes out. I'd have kept them in the ring, keep Undertaker's hat in the middle of the ring. Roman does the same promo where he just stands there for 15 minutes, and at the end, he steps on the Undertaker's hat, and then he says, "This is my yard now," and you have him turn heel. And,
Yeah.
oh, it worked. I'd have forgiven everything.
I thought you were going to say put the stuff on, like he was going to start
So he's just
cosplaying.
dressing himself.
No, I
Big
think
dog hat.
The reverse
No.
striptease. No.
I think from that moment, Seth Rollins stole that gear and hid it away until 2 weeks ago on Raw when he had
Look
to
at
put
me.
it on.
Look at me. I'm the dead man now. I'm the dead man now.
They may as well have done.
Yeah.
For the quality of the promos at the time. That'd have been an upgrade.
But boy, oh boy, that's not even a controversial least favorite moment because I think we all agree on that as it's not a
Yeah.
great moment.
We do. We do.
Daddy Sam, what is your first least
I'm not
favorite
starting off
moment?
controversial either. You are all going to agree that you might enjoy it from a wrestling is bad point. So
Yeah.
right now, what's one of the biggest complaints in wrestling right now? The women deserve more of a chance. The women deserve better is going on right now. And I want to take you back to WrestleMania 25 to see how far we've actually come.
Fair
No women's
enough.
match on the card, but one match.
My
But
boy.
first, before we get to the match, we have a Kid Rock concert in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then
Honorable
parades
mention.
with 20 professional athletes known as the WWE Divas have to gyrate on this old, crippling, pissed-up rock star. And then no entrances, that's their entrance. Get into the ring, and it turns out, without anyone mentioning, there's returning people in here. There's Sonny over there, there's Victoria over there, there's Tori Wilson over there. And you think, oh, we won't mention those guys in the match. Oh, look, there's Molly Holly. Who cares about her? Let's just randomly eliminate these wenches as quickly as we possibly can until we get down to the only one who could wrestle, Beth Phoenix, and a hairy Italian who's actually not Italian, dressed as if he's going to enter RuPaul's Drag Race, and then he wins.
My
Your
goat.
first ever Miss WrestleMania, the only match on WrestleMania 25 that actually contained women, was won by Santina Morella. That is one of the worst.
And the rest of the media, but then
WrestleManias
I love it.
ever. Bar none.
I thought it was chef's kiss. I thought it was beautiful.
best and worst.
Yeah.
It was a wonderful moment.
And the problem is I like Santino so much.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
the problem because it was such a terrible
Santana.
moment. But I love
Santana.
Santino so much, man.
John Cena.
John Cheddar.
Could you imagine like the way the IWC is today about everybody hates on everything that happens as if they can book things better or make things better. And if you look at like what you said, the women deserve better movement that's going on, like I agree. And I agree we should have some more women's segments, but they look at it from a financial point of view. When's the highest ratings? That's when Seth Rollins is out there or CM Punk or Drew McIntyre or Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
It's
Bring
not
back
when
the bra
Lyra
and panty
Valkyria-
matches.
Yeah. The
Sex sells.
what was they do that on NXT enough, I think. So
That's fair enough.
but they have the best women's division in wrestling right now.
Somehow.
Yeah.
Least
Could you
favorite.
imagine backstage? though, before this match, you've got these 20 women gathered, and you've got John Laurinaitis going, okay, guys, what I want you to do is when you get to this ailing rock star, I want you to hip thrust. I want you to vaginal thrust. Yes, love the alien rock star. He's done most of our entrance music for the last 20 years. Love him, caress him.
Oh, yeah, Santino's going over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder what kind of videos Santino had to send John Laurinaitis for him to like get over like that. That's just controversial take.
Well, they say when
I'd
you
love
put
to be in the
yourself
ring
out there in a
coverage.
dress, that now you're now in the Illuminati and you've sold your soul.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Cody's
Okay.
got to do. So
Maybe,
it's fine.
yeah,
to the
to the
Santino
Rock.
character.
You know, Cody might be out in the dress next. You never know.
I'd love to see it.
Check the flight logs.
My first. Jesus, bro. Jesus.
I'm just joking.
Didn't think we were gonna go there. No, you're not.
We're just
I
having
appreciate that.
fun. We're just having fun.
My first least favorite moment, I'm gonna save the controversial stuff from the end, and I'm gonna say, to piggyback off what Baby Sam was saying about Roman beating Undertaker, I'm gonna say Brock beating Undertaker at WrestleMania 30.
Oh, nearly put it in.
Yeah.
The match wasn't that great. Undertaker was concussed. It just wasn't. The feel of it just wasn't great. And overall, I think that. First of all, I'm on the personal opinion, maybe I'm the minority. Undertaker's streak should have never been broken. That should have never been a thing. Or if it was to be broken, be like an up-and-coming star like Bray Wyatt the following year that Undertaker win over at WrestleMania. But like Brock Lesnar had already been into WWE for quite some time. He was, I liked how they had to establish him as the big monster, the big bad that nobody can beat. But like Brock Lesnar did not need that win at WrestleMania.
He's
The
went over
shock
too many
value?
people.
The shock value was amazing. The reaction from the fans when they had put the 21-1 up on the board, it was just, the whole thing was just like, the shock value was like, oh, wow, this is something they're doing. But looking back at it long term, I don't think Undertaker should have lost that. It would have made his loss to Roman Reigns, like you brought up, mean so much more.
Could you imagine the backlash?
Roman Reigns, but that would have
Universe.
But what you were saying though, if Undertaker's first loss at WrestleMania was to Roman Reigns, and then Roman Reigns becomes the tribal chief from there, being the first one to beat Undertaker at WrestleMania, then going into that monster heel would have been amazing. But the fact that Brock Lesnar did it and then just became a part-time champion after that, I wasn't okay with it. I'm still not okay with it. That's my first least one. Boom.
I agree. I hated it. The only reason I didn't put it on is because, like, as a moment in isolation, it's incredible. Just the fact that's 20 plus years of booking all culminating in 1-3 count. It's
Just
insane,
thrown out the
but
trash in 1
despise
minute
the
and
decision.
3 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I hate the decision, so I'm on board.
Yeah.
I still don't mind it.
Oh,
You've never said that to me.
I have.
I forget.
My theory is this, because I don't think Undertaker is the type of person to not have lost the streak. I think he's a go out on your back kind of guy, I think. So I think he would have. I think it's the fact that it was sprung on him that day is more the problem from the sound of it. Because they're like, oh, Brock's going over. That wasn't the case. But from who would have, let's say he has to end the streak. Let's go with that side of the argument. Who do you pick? Because if you do pick an up-and-comer, you essentially going, we don't have stock in you yet. Let's hope you stay around. Like, imagine if it was Brock Lesnar from 2004, say, had done it. And then he just left and goes, fails in NFL. You've gone, oh, we've just given this incredible, the number one thing that could ever happen. And now they're gone or they didn't work out. Like, Wade Barrett was in the question for a while. You know, like, could you imagine it had been Wade Barrett?
Yeah,
so when I was like, who could do it? You had to go with someone, I think, upper level. And then they did book Brock perfectly when he was there. Like, he destroyed Cena at SummerSlam. That was meant to be Bryan. And then, obviously, held title. So I'm like, if you are going to do it, I think, weirdly, Brock was the right guy. Do you think it made a difference the match wasn't good because Undertaker got concussed 2 minutes in? If the match had been amazing, would it have made a difference?
No.
Maybe. But also the
I mean,
storyline.
it had that moment where he popped up and they both popped up and Brock's looking at him and all that and laughing.
was
But
like that,
I thought it was
That was SummerSlam.
disrespectful.
That was at SummerSlam.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got you.
Moment of silence.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying, but no.
Perfect moment of silence music, isn't it?
Why'd that happen?
He could have played his
Exactly.
Attitude Era one. That was cool.
No, that was Kid Rock.
Yeah.
Kombat Jones, what you got, my man?
Oh, Lord. How do I come back from that one? Let's go WrestleMania 31. Triple H versus Sting.
Oh, I disagree.
Trash. Trash.
How so?
Stupid.
That's all you got to say about it?
Stupid. For any match that WWE is going to bring Sting back because the people wanted him for so long. Could have been Undertaker, could have been this, could have been that. Anybody. Yeah, they put him up against Triple H, but he loses. And not only they bring out all these other people, you got the DX or whatever, you got NWO or his friends.
Why did they make it WCW? Sting literally says on telly, WCW's gone. I'm here to stop your authority stuff. I'm vigilante. And then they went, you're right, we'll stop the WCW.
Then he comes out as like
Bring
marching.
on the NWO!
Yeah, marching band Sting. Like ring circus Sting with, I just can't do it.
The theory is that was actually meant to be Sting's last match. That was actually the theory. And he, same as The Undertaker I said earlier, he wanted to go out on his back. He then went, I can carry on wrestling. So he actually took the loss. I actually think it was Sting agreeing because he thought he was generally not going to go again.
If that was his last match, then why would you have against Triple H and not The Undertaker? Like, he was right there. That's the biggest thing for me.
I don't know.
I don't know if there was something there. Yeah.
Well, they were they were going to book Sting Undertaker for WrestleMania 27.
7,
Because they were promoting like someone returning, and they didn't show who it was, just in case it was Sting.
And he was out of contract.
And then Sting went, "Now I'll stay with TNA." So they went, "Say it's the Undertaker. Say it's the Undertaker. Say it's the Undertaker." And that's how you got Undertaker Triple H at 27, I think.
Yeah,
so bad.
I actually enjoyed Triple H versus Sting for what it was. I was really fuming at the time that Triple H won. I thought that was ridiculous. I enjoyed it for what it was because I assumed, okay, we're getting Sting Taker next year, so that's all good. Sting will get his win against Triple H to build him up for Undertaker next year, and I thought that's where we were going. But we didn't. And then Seth Rollins did his backing. But I liked the match for what it was. I wouldn't put it in the top 5 worst, but I see where you're coming from.
Well, I would. So,
you did.
Yeah.
So.
It's a beautiful thing.
There we go.
All right, Baby Sam, since you wouldn't put that in your top 5 worst, what would you put in your top 5 worst?
Oh, I'll tell you exactly what I would. I'm trying to decide which one I want to do now. Right, okay, you know what? Let's just talk about it, because I threw this one in not expecting to put it in there, but I was thinking back, and I just thought, why did this happen? Let me take you back. WrestleMania 34. Braun Strowman has a mystery tag team partner against The Bar. And this little, scrawny little 7-year-old kid called Nicholas comes out, jumps the barricade, does nothing in the tag match. Braun wins a handicap, and Nicholas is just there parading with his championship and vacates it the next night. You've got Braun Strowman, who's like the most over guy in that 12-month period, probably, or one of. You've got The Bar, this amazing, really good tag team, and you just waste it on creating this little moment. Oh, how inspiring! A child who's the referee's son gets to, doing it. I just hate it. I'd rather it have been Santina Morella, to be honest. It was shocking. It was. I just remember watching it, going, "What is going on here?" And you know what? I'd have been less mad if they committed to it and made it a thing. And given them a reign, and I'd have had Nicholas win the 24/7 championship. And then all like R-Truth and Drake Maverick and all that, I'd like, we can't attack a kid. That'd have been funny. But no, he just wins the belt, doesn't put anyone over, and just leaves. Presumably to TNA. And I was fuming.
You want an 11-year-old kid to put somebody over on his way out.
Put no one over. Didn't even sell. So
pile driver, just down.
You know what I mean? For the love of the game. But no, it's these celebrities guests come in, just do nothing. Sorry, I would have been off my chest.
Boom.
I would have been more okay with it if it was almost like a Make-A-Wish kid or something like that to like make a moment. You know what I mean? And they announced that, and that was something that happened. But the fact that it was just like you said, a referee's son, that it's like, oh shit, we really booked ourselves into a corner and have nobody to team with Braun Strowman. Let's just have him have like a little kid come in the ring.
I just Lashley return the next night.
Sweet.
What I like about it is let's take it and shoot. Let's go for shoot. Imagine Braun Strowman is generally going, I don't have a partner, I'm going to look around the WrestleMania crowd. Tanahashi was there.
Cena was in the crowd.
Come on, Tanahashi, let's do it. Me and you together. No, I'll pick the 10-year-old.
He could have picked Kevin Owens' partner Ricky to come out because
yes, what a partner.
Ricky would have made splashes in the WWE back then.
Exactly.
Man, oh man.
I genuinely thought it was going to be James Ellsworth.
I think that kid could have beat up James Ellsworth, probably.
Probably.
I was going to say kicked him in the chin, but...
They had this image in their head, it's such an inspirational moment. It's like, no one cares. We all just want to get to the main event, which sucked anyway. Trust me, I'll get onto that. It was just nonsense. That's all I can say. We cut Nakamura and AJ's time for that. And I just hated it.
Unbelievable.
That is tough. I was actually going to put Nakamura and AJ on my list, but they didn't cut.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Big Daddy Cool Sam, number 2 for you, sir.
Do you know what? If you're at 34, I'll go back one then. If we go back to 33, you really complain about it, but I don't think that's the worst thing that happened at 33.
Go on.
Not in any way, shape, or form.
No.
How about we have projected worms and projected crickets plastering the ring canvas?
Oh my god.
A PowerPoint presentation of insects that you could use to go fishing with. This WWE title match. Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt. They've done the swerve and hangman spot of burning houses down. Randy Orton was in the Wyatts for years. Didn't get a beard, just wore a hoodie. You know, that's all you need to be in the Wyatts. Just a hoodie. Yep. And then decided, do you know what? I now want to go for the WWE title. You've already won the Rumble. You didn't need to burn his house down, to be honest. You didn't need to infiltrate the Wyatts. You won the Rumble, mate. It's fine.
Yeah.
And in that match, the first time it happened, everyone went, "Oh, okay," and we were kind of we were intrigued. I was into it. It was going to be more spooky fun, and then they just did it 2 more times with the same spot, and they audibly laughed. You should not be laughing at a WWE Championship match at WrestleMania. And then Randy won.
Yeah.
And then he won.
And then you had like the sperm snake, the sperm snake coming down the entranceway as Randy Orton was walking, and oh my goodness! I actually
because
had
Randy
this
is
on
so
my list.
slow, he got outraced by a sperm as well.
Yeah.
No, of course.
He did win one. He at least won one sperm race because he wouldn't be here if he didn't. But boy, oh boy, what?
No, he just put poo in all the sperm's other handbags and distracted them till he won.
Where are we going?
Welcome to Ringside Renaissance.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Oh man, what a terrible moment.
Problems.
Actually, it was on my list, so I'll have to
loads
go
of
down
fun.
Loads of fun house. What I'm gonna say, my next one is WrestleMania 36. This is where the controversy is gonna begin. The Firefly Funhouse between John Cena and Bray Wyatt was arguably walk off. We get a walk off. One of my least favorite WrestleMania moments, and I'll tell you why. I will tell you why. You can boo me all you want. You can boo me all you want. I cannot stand cinematic matches. In my world, we understand the whole concept of wrestling may or may not be 100% shoot, right? But at the same time, I like to suspend... Oh, but you like the Firefly Funhouse, but you don't believe in this. Okay, so in my world, I like to try to suspend my disbelief a little bit, and I kind of like to live in the moment and be in the characters, not physically, but like be into the match and kind of really take it in. Now, when we have any sort of cinematic match like the one that this dog shit was, when there's obvious cooperation, I completely get taken out of the moment. Anytime you see obvious cooperation within a match, this is why I'm not a big fan of AEW anymore, because of the constant cooperation. And to have a cinematic match of this magnitude, the Boneyard match with AJ Styles and Undertaker, okay, that's one thing, but there wasn't segments of like complete cooperation. Like John Cena's in the ring, then he's back in the back again. Now he's wearing an NWO shirt. Now he's back again. It's like the constant cooperation. It just took me right out of it. I don't think I watched wrestling for 2 years after this.
But
because
Bray
I was like,
using his powers.
What powers?
His teleportation powers. He got Undertaker. He was teleporting.
What is he, Glinda, the Good Witch of the North? Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, the supernatural. I couldn't do it. I feel like, to me, this was the rock bottom of the Vince McMahon booking era. When it hit this, I said enough's enough, and I stopped watching wrestling, and I stopped watching WWE. I'm sorry, and I was like, I'm done, and I almost 2 years I didn't watch wrestling after this.
That is not wrong.
Horrible.
That is the seabed.
Unbelievable.
You got so many more layers to go down there. There's so much more.
If you want context to how I feel about the Firefly Funhouse, if you watched our John Cena brackets, 32 John Cena's best ever matches, in the first round defeated Brock, Seth, and Cena in the Rumble 2015.
I did not back that. I did not. I fiercely resisted that decision.
I appreciated that they went through the different segments, and John Cena used his acting skills, and he brought back like the NWO and did these different things. But in reality, it was entertaining in that sense, but it also made no sense.
Oh, it did.
I like
it was COVID though. They did it because of the COVID era. Would they have not been inside? Would they had a real match if it was in front of a live audience?
They didn't know.
Yeah.
They didn't know what it was. They got told, you're doing a Firefly Funhouse, and they went, what's that? And they went, work it out.
Figure it out.
I think COVID was the best thing for them, because
it's the most memorable part of that Mania.
Interesting.
I do know what it was. It was complete rubbish, is what it was, as y'all like to say, because I was so frustrated with it. My brother, when it happened, he called me. He's like, "Did you see that?" And I said, "Yeah," and I'm not seeing any more because I'm done with it. Like literally turned off WrestleMania. So frustrated.
I will fight you to the end for the Firefly.
Same, man.
Bring it up. Bring it on. I got my tag team partner. Let's do this.
Let's go.
Let's book it. Trip Sam's on Wrestling versus the Ringside Renaissance.
You just went too far, Sam. You put it over the triple threat Brock, Seth, and Cena. I was like, Sam, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I like it to a point.
All right, now that I've angered everyone here on the podcast, Kombat Jones, why don't you bring people back down to life here?
You want me to bring people back down to life? No, I'm gonna keep feeding into the negativity.
Yes.
Because life is so good. And I love it. So I'm gonna shock the people. WrestleMania 19. Stone Cold versus The Rock.
Ooh, that's one of the worst.
Hey?
Man.
Complete bullshit. Stone Cold should have never went out like that. They should have never put The Rock over Stone Cold at the end like that. What? I don't care if you say it's a good match or not. It's trash. Trash. Come get some.
Yeah. You really
think
that's
valid and just detailed points?
Man.
Just can't. Like, what's wrong with it?
You got to remember, we grew up. Stone Cold was our Hulk Hogan or John Cena or Roman Reigns or Cody Rhodes. Like, that was our guy back then. To see him go out like that was.
He should never lose.
He's got to lose.
He should never lose.
Ever.
Never.
He shouldn't have lost the first blood match against Kane. He should never lose.
Never.
You really think that's a bad moment? Did you at least like the match?
Yeah, it was all right. But you only remember the losses. You don't remember the wins.
Yeah.
So I don't care how good the match was. If the person I didn't want to win doesn't win, it's trash. It's all about me.
I just love how we've got all of our like really nuanced and detailed takes and points. Then
Yeah.
Kombat Jones just comes in with this was trash.
This is
It's
trash.
my world, and y'all living in it.
I gotta say though, his explanation of it has turned me. I now officially think that's garbage moment because just the way he said it.
Said it
Stone
with
Cold-
chest.
Hey, you've got to build up to. You've got to build the Rock up so he can lose to Goldberg. You've got to remember this is all
Exactly.
building to Goldberg.
Gotta make the Rock look strong.
Yeah.
Was the
Snatching
Rock and Brock
souls.
after that too? Man, oh man. Oh yeah, way after.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Man. I'm with you. I
Feel
now
a little
officially
better now.
think that match sucked when my whole life have been thinking that was a great way for Stone Cold to go out. And this last
If you want to talk
5
about
minutes-
17, then it's different. 17
Yeah.
was amazing.
Mhm.
You know?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Even
I am
15, man.
genuinely stunned.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
Literally. Yeah.
All right.
Told you
Well,
I was
we
going to
can't-
kick it up a notch.
We
love
can't.
it.
Yeah,
I can take it even further.
oh, I'm
Try
going
me.
to.
Try it.
Go on.
Oh,
TLC
we
2.
going there.
Terrible.
We going there. We going there.
Dudley's were robbed.
Yeah.
Just spots. Just
Yeah.
spots at TLC 2. No selling.
Yeah. Worst of all.
Baby Sam, why don't we bring some sanity back to this discussion?
I have never been relied on to do that in my life, but I'll do my best. I will stay with. I'm going to go back to Mania 34 because it personally hurted my human, and this is the last time it's on here. I'm doing the main event because I just have to talk about it because it's just so unnoteworthy. I've never felt more indifferent to a WrestleMania main event. Taker versus Roman made me sad and kind of embarrassed for Undertaker, but at least I felt something. At least I, something registered in me. Brock versus Roman, the fans didn't care, I didn't care, and it was purely a way for them to build to a Saudi Arabia show in the main event of WrestleMania. And Roman took like 6 F5s, and he was going to lose anyway, so it was pointless. Brock just wouldn't clean, so why did Roman even get a rematch? None of it made any sense. Awful, and it summarised everything that was wrong with wrestling at this point. And I'm frankly already bored talking about it, to be honest. So I think that's
I couldn't
done.
agree
just
more.
had to-
I
had
couldn't
to
agree
mention
more.
it. Yeah.
I
Now-
love the fans' response. The fans are all going, right, you want Roman to be your guy? Fine. All right,
Just do
just
it.
have him beat Brock. Just do
Yep.
it, fine. Crown your guy. I know he won at 32, but apparently that wasn't crowning enough. Go on, crown him. He lost?
Yeah.
What?
And we've still got a part-time Brock.
Seriously? What? I just love, like, literally everyone was booing the match because they knew where it was going. And then when they pinned, again, everyone just went, what? Just laughed.
There was like
Stop
a 5-second
laughing
cheer.
at WWE Championship matches at WrestleMania.
I know.
Stop it. Oh,
I-
man.
It was so bad.
Do you think
It
Tony
was
Khan?
almost so bad. I felt like I didn't even want to reference it and
Correct.
give its memory more life.
Do you think Tony Khan watched that match on repeat, and that's how he books all of his matches? We'll do 50 finishing moves, and then just a cold,
all the
flat
blading,
finish,
all the
just-
blood?
Yeah.
Just watch the blood go through all. Can I get John Moxley to do just as much as that? I think I can.
Yes.
Yeah.
How many
It's
Ospreys
trash.
can he kick out of? Yes, I think he can do it. I think he can.
Yeah, it was trash. Trash.
Awful.
Sam, what we got, my man?
Do you know what? I think we need to go back further. I think we've been too modern. We've been too modern. You know,
Yes.
I'm going to go further than 19. Let's go back even further. Let's go to the Attitude Era. Come on, you enjoyed it. Come on, let's go there. Let's look at WrestleMania 15, shall we?
Yes.
Ugh.
Let's look at the worst ever Hell in a Cell match that has ever taken place. It's Undertaker versus the Big Boss Man. Now, the match sucks anyway. It does suck anyway. But that's
Hey.
not the moment that I think we should focus on. He decides at the end of this match that Paul Bearer and the Undertaker are like, do you know what? Maybe Big Boss Man would look like a really good pinata. I think he would make a wonderful Christmas decoration. How about we, in the middle of the ring, WrestleMania, every eyeball on your company, let's hang a man. Let's do the end of Robin Hood. Let's just have Mississippi burnings. Let's just do this. What are you doing? What are you doing? Everyone is stunned to silence. And then what do? And then the next match, guys, on the card. Let's just move on.
Yeah.
Murder has been committed. They moved on. How long was Bossman out for? He's back on Raw.
Respect to the big boss man's neck. That's some serious rehab from death that he's just done.
Man.
I thought it was a pretty good spot, but when you brought up the whole Mississippi burning part, I can't condone it, I guess, now.
It's funny when Brood came down and couldn't kick a hole in the cell and couldn't figure that all out. It was pretty hilarious. But hey, I think Big Boss Man did appreciate that because the whole world did see that Big Boss Man was hung. So I think that was really a great part. Yeah, it was too much. I think the whole Ministry of Darkness Undertaker was a little bit over the top.
Yeah.
I mean, but it did lead to Naked Midian, so we can't really complain about it too much.
Hey, without him, would we have had these fanny packs? I think he made fanny packs a thing. I really do. He's a trendsetter.
Makes him even worse. I hate fanny packs.
I'm just trying to say I'm more well endowed than Midian because a fanny pack covered up his package, so I was really kind of. You're going hot on that keyboard over there. I'll go back even farther for my next one, and I don't know how far back I want to go, but I'm going to go as far back as I can. And this is one that's before all of our times, but looking back on it's absolutely ridiculous. WrestleMania 7, the retirement match between Macho Man Randy Savage and the Ultimate Warrior. And the reason why this was so stupid, and I'll get to it in a minute, I'm not going to dwell on it very long. Macho Man gave Ultimate Warrior 5, 6, 7 elbow drops, 5 elbow drops from the top rope to a kick out. The Ultimate Warrior wins the match, and Macho Man has to retire. But fast forward to WrestleMania 8. Now, a year later, after Macho Man retired, he was going for the WWF Championship against Ric Flair, and Ultimate Warrior was the one returning. So what was the point of the retirement match when a year later the guy that lost the retirement match is winning the WWF Championship, but Ultimate Warrior is returning? Shouldn't they have flopped the finish? It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Would you like the backstage scar on that?
The scuffle, the kerfuffle?
I know why it all happened. I'll give you some serious rather than jokes. So first of all, Savage booked the entire match. It's all Savage. So it was his decision to take 5 elbow drops because he knew what was following with the Elizabeth. Everyone's going to focus on him and Elizabeth. Everyone's focusing on her. He was genuinely quitting because him and Elizabeth wanted to have children, and he wanted to get off the, he wanted to get less big. Let's say that. He wanted to stop being less big. Stop taking the thing. And then literally Vince McMahon went, kind of need someone to be the champion for a bit. And he was like, I'm going back on the road. See you, Liz. So literally, he was genuinely going. He was going to go part-time, maybe do commentary. And then they went, we want to put the title on you. So he came back to do the run as the champion. So,
and wasn't this the SummerSlam that Ultimate Warrior got fired because he held up Vince McMahon before the match? So he got fired at SummerSlam and didn't come back until WrestleMania the next year.
Heaven and Hell, I think it was. Match made in heaven, match made in hell. And they had
So terrible. And I'm glad we don't have to dwell on it too much because all of us were still not even a twinkle in our parents' eye. Actually, I was alive, but it is what it is.
I don't think my parents were a twinkle in their parents' eye, to be honest. I don't think my bloodline was born.
Yeah. I don't think I was born.
Kombat Jones, what is trash next?
Oh God, what is trash next? I got you.
Got me?
I'm gonna step it up. I'm gonna bring it up to another level.
Here we go.
No.
I'm bringing the hate, baby. Because I love it. All right. The hell with it. Let's go. WrestleMania 37. Roman Reigns versus Edge versus Daniel Bryan.
Never known such nonsense.
Trash. I'm going to stack them. I stacked them on top of each other. Blah, 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 blah. Daniel Bryan, I don't relate to you. Trash. Edge, you're gone. Trash. Roman Reigns, that was at the beginning of the whole Bloodline thing. I wasn't bought into it. It wasn't compelling to me at that point. The whole Bloodline thing didn't even become cool to me until like Sami Zayn and all that stuff really started happening. That's when I really invested into it. Up to that point, Vince was still there. They were just booking Roman Reigns over everybody. You know he was going to win every time. Like, the outcome.
You brought up a match. Now, Baby Sam may be shaking his head right now.
I know what you're going to say.
And he can pretend. He can, you know,
I'm not
put his
pretending
promo work on. But I can tell you right now, this caused an argument between me and him because he is the biggest edge mark you've ever met. He was angry for about 5 months that Edge didn't win that match.
Yeah, I didn't say it was the top 5 worst Mania moments in history. I disagreed with the book decision. It was a belter of a match, and long term, it was an incredible decision because it led to the reign and all that. But we didn't know that. I didn't like the decision. I love the match, and I love the storyline. To say it's top 5.
Yeah, top 5.
Baby
top 5.
Sam's trying to cope right now.
Top 5.
See what I did there?
Yeah.
Cope.
Yeah.
Baby Sam will tell you, I genuinely practically predicted the Bloodline happening.
No, you didn't.
I told him there and then that this is a story about him becoming dominant. He'll bring in his family, and you were like, nah, and then it happened, and I looked amazing.
No, but you see,
but because we weren't doing YouTube at the time, it's now just my hearsay, and all I can do is just pretend in a court of law that I was genius.
I'll take your word for it.
Jesus was already there. It wasn't that bold a prediction. You knew he was going to come back and join them. It was obvious.
I love how you guys come on for a fancy little chat. Wait, how do you guys say it? Some sort of chat. A nice chat. A fancy chat. You do fancy a chat with the Ringside Renaissance, and we have completely ruined Baby Sam's day with like a couple of our picks.
The weather's lovely outside. My sports team's doing well. I'm having a lovely time, lovely day. And it's all gone downhill.
I'm trying to like read you guys' poker faces and look at my list and be like, which one's really gonna really put them through a spiral. I saw the Bray Wyatt shirt and I said the Firefly Funhouse had to come up.
I was ready to rip it off.
Hogan style.
I was gonna Hulk Hogan this shirt.
Yeah.
I will pay you the cost of that shirt to Hulk Hogan it.
I don't know if I can.
You'd have to get a little cut.
I'd have to get a cut. Yeah, that's
all right. We'll do it next episode.
All the steroids in the world still wouldn't help me rip this shirt open.
I can rip a phone book in half.
I think so.
I would have loved if one day Hogan had forgot to do the little cut.
Yeah.
Loved it. Just had to take it off slowly.
I'll just take a sleeve.
That's what we'll get to. Hey, if we ever get to 20,000 subscribers, I'll rip a phone book in half on the show. And
oh wow!
Do you like the dictionary?
Yeah, because there's no more phone books. Well, I can't do a hardcover, Sam. It's got to be.
Sorry.
It's got to be a soft cover.
You get
I'll
a soft
figure it
cover
out.
Dictionary.
I'll figure it out. Baby Sam, number 4, you are up. Why don't you try to piss us off a little bit?
I feel like we're avoiding some of the obvious ones, so I'm just going to get them in there. These two from me coming up, and I really am sad talking about these. First one is Jay versus Jimmy. What a mess!
Yeah.
What an embarrassing mess! And I just think to myself, how on earth? And we've talked about Jay on the channel. I've made my thoughts quite clear with him. I don't like him. I can understand why other people like him, but I don't like him.
You don't like Jay. You don't yeet. You don't like the yeet.
No yeet. No yeet.
Wow. Okay.
For me,
saving yourself for marriage.
This was embarrassing.
I'm sorry.
What did I miss?
Unbelievable.
I said, are you saving yourself for marriage?
I feel like you just said that to just come back at me because I said the matches I said. I don't believe you. I know you yeet when nobody's looking. I know you yeet when nobody's looking.
I do. I do it in
you
the
can't lie to us. You can't lie.
I am heavily a Jey Uso fan. I am in the strength that he should have won the Rumble. I'm happy that he won the Rumble. We did a whole video literally last week on should Jey main event WrestleMania, and I'm in the camp that he should. It makes the most sense from a business standpoint, from the crowd, blah, 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 blah. However, on my top 10 list of worst of wrestling in 2024, I had Jimmy versus Jey Uso. So I think that match is one of the worst matches at WrestleMania. They failed. They shit the bed. Let's be honest here. Yeah. They messed it up.
And the crowd wanted to be into it.
Super kicks. It was like watching Young Bucks on speed. I hated the match. And I can't believe he's going to main event WrestleMania the year after doing that.
I just think, why does he think the super kicks work? Like, it's just laziness. Like, why did they go into that match thinking, oh, we'll do loads of super kicks and the crowd will love it? No.
Why
really
was our
boring,
expectation
really
so
soft.
high for it, too?
Yeah.
Because it
really
was,
nice.
but in
Crowd
reality,
wanted
looking
to
back,
enjoy
it's
the
like, they didn't build the story great for it either.
Yeah,
But
I mean, the story
the
was
crowd were hot for it originally, so the crowd were up for it and really wanted to get into it. That's what makes it worse. They fumbled a really good crowd that was already into the match, and they made them silent. It's shocking, shocking. And this is why I think Jay needs a few more years in the oven, to be honest. But that's me.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you know what?
Fair enough.
We've had a lot of discourse. I think we need a bit more agreement, and I think it's time for some agreement. I've been giving you some interesting ones. Let's do what Baby Sam was talking about. Let's go basic. Let's go straight down the line, play it with a straight back, hit a home run. It's Jerry Lawler.
No,
it's Michael Cole.
Still mine.
It's WrestleMania 27. Do we even need to discuss the level of absolute horrendous bullcrap that match produced? There are people who paid hard cash, worked their little hard little arse off just to try and get some money to pay for WrestleMania. There are kids who went, Daddy, Mummy, can you pay for WrestleMania for me? I want to watch it. There are people who've never seen wrestling. That was their first look at wrestling. And The Miz was in the main pissing event. The Rock didn't wrestle, and we had to watch two overrated commentators, one who used to wrestle, one who literally doesn't know how to put a singlet on, have to move around the ring. I feel sorry for Jack Swagger, and I don't even like him. And I can't believe he had to put him through that. And we even had a Raw general manager, like anonymous general manager spot.
It may
be, point for point, the worst thing that WWE have actually done from at least a booking standpoint. It's a shambles. And they did 2 more matches.
Yeah.
It
You'll
didn't
forget
end.
that.
It kept going.
kept going.
Horrible WrestleMania in general. Just put the
Top 5 worst.
Yeah.
Shocking.
I agree.
Now, to be in the same vein as that, and I was going to go a different direction, but I'll stay with you. And my match with this one, or my next pick is John Cena versus The Miz. The no-holds-barred match for the WWE Championship. And this is my only point of contention, is that The Miz should have never been in the main event. I'm sorry. He's a mid-card wrestler, and I like the same people, and I'm not, no disrespect to Baby Sam, because I think you're agreeing with me on this one, but like the same people that shit on Jey Uso for being in the main event were praising this match with The Miz. Like, oh, did you see? He got a concussion and he still finished the match. He shouldn't have been there in the first place.
It's irrelevant.
Should have been Punk.
Yeah.
It should have been Punk. That's right.
Ultimately.
And at the end of the day, it's like, okay, your top guy, John Cena, was the top guy in the company at the time. He was the guy to beat. He was the Hogan, the Austin.
Mm-hmm.
You have him lose to The Miz at WrestleMania, and that stupid video package of him at the beginning just set it off. Like, I just had a sour.
Tell me when I'm telling lies.
And I was just,
Hi, Punk.
It was so bad. It was like, especially like I said, main events get spotlighted, right? We watch WrestleMania, but what are we all there for? We're there for the main event. There'll be some bangers in there in between, but we're there for the main event. And for them to give us that main event, and for the one time I think people were actually in that era cheering for Cena to win. They were heavily behind John Cena because The Miz was just so awful. And like, you put The Miz over John Cena at WrestleMania in the main event. I was like, God, I can't.
It gets worse. Yeah. Miz then lost the title to Cena at the next month anyway.
Yeah.
It
just doesn't make sense.
Well,
we talked about The Miz recently, and he was doing such a good job. They were booking him perfectly. His United States title run was good. You could even argue him winning the Money in the Bank was all right and stuff like that, him being the champion. He wasn't ready for main event. I don't know if he ever would have been ready for the main event. Maybe he'd be good as a B pay-per-view main eventer, maybe, and then you don't have him for SummerSlam or anything like that. But he wasn't ready at that point, regardless if you thought he could be a main eventer. They were building him really nicely. He had a good feud with Bryan, United States title run, and then it just felt like they went, like, this was his trajectory, and then they just went like that, and it just showed. He wasn't ready. He's a soft wrestler, safe wrestler. I don't think you can have safe wrestlers in the main event. It's too boring. And it showed in that match. It was a bad match.
As bad as it was, anyway. I hate when it's like the Roman Brock thing. I hate when a main event of WrestleMania is building to another thing. No, that's the main event of WrestleMania. Like, unless it's like, you're 39 where it's building to the next year's main event in kind of a good way, I can accept that. But when it's this is building, The Miz was the third most important person in the match. The most important person was The Rock, and he wasn't wrestling.
I'd give the fourth. I reckon the referee was more important.
To be fair.
That's tough.
Yeah, I hated it. I hated it. But then I'd have rather had Punk, but then I'm glad they didn't in hindsight because it created the summer of Punk. But yeah, it's not good. And I love The Miz. But he wasn't there yet. But then who was really at that time? Punk was good, but he wasn't that level yet. The pipe bomb put him there.
Yeah.
Now, I could see...
It was a dark time.
Well, I agree with you, like, who was there at that point. And I could see The Miz going into Mania as the champion because he cashed in Money in the Bank, right? And, like, all this different stuff. But, like, for him to go over Cena at Mania was just baffling to me. Absolutely baffling. Because at the end of the day, you want to send the fans home happy. And that's why we've talked about earlier, Jey Uso, and I don't mean to tangent here, but Jey Uso has to go over Gunther at Mania because that's probably going to main event night one, and you're not going to send them home angry and disgruntled at the end of night one, expecting them to come in and be like full of fire on night two. So like, it just creates this thing where like you want to send your fans home happy, and I don't think anybody outside of Miz, Maurice, and their two dogs were happy at that point. Like that's pretty much it. So maybe Kombat Jones. I think he watched The Real World back then, but.
Oh yeah, I may have.
What do we got? What do we got?
You tell me.
You're up next, my man.
But you tell us.
Okay, I got you. I'll join the party. I'll conform for once. WrestleMania 24. The host was Kim Kardashian, and the match was Floyd Mayweather, Money Mayweather versus The Big Show.
I forgot all about this until you just said you like this, baby.
Hate this match.
I hate Floyd Money Mayweather.
You want The Big Show to win? Is that the problem?
If he'd stay in the ring with me and he wouldn't run away, I'd knock his ass out.
Okay. I mean, it's a bold statement, isn't it?
Or else I pull out that thing and click clack. Either way, I'm going over.
I mean, if you have a gun, you're probably going over, yeah.
Yeah,
damn right I am.
Most likely.
Kombat Jones.
As good as Mayweather is at defending.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's a win-win for me.
Baby face in this match.
Yep.
Yeah, that's Vince, isn't it?
They thought he was going to get cheered.
I think it was
even
better
in boxing, though. Like, he plays off as the bad guy even in boxing.
Yeah. And I think it's better than, like, I think it was better than what I thought it was going to be going into it, but, like...
Agreed.
Like, and to compare it, one of my honorable mentions was Piper against Mr. T, the boxing match. Like, you're bringing a celebrity in, you're trying to get the fanfare, you're trying to get the pomp and circumstance, but, like, I didn't put Piper and Mr. T on it because I just love Piper so much. I'll never put him on a worse list of anything. And, but, like, this whole match with Mayweather and, like, to have his whole entourage out there. And, like, I think sometimes they just miss the mark. And not every time you're going to have a Lawrence Taylor versus Bam Bam where it's, like, a good match for what it was, or, like, a Bad Bunny or something. And, I think Floyd, it's hard to make it believable, right? Like, I know we have, like, the Rey Mysterio effect, but, like, Rey Mysterio kind of worked his way through the industry, like, being that little guy that can take on the big guy. But like Floyd Mayweather, like, you're out of your element. You're not in a boxing ring. You're in a wrestling ring. And to go over the Big Show.
Yeah. Nobody likes you either. Nobody likes you.
I think Baby Sam likes him.
Oh, you like Mayweather?
I think it's better than the sumo match.
I'm just speaking in general.
Fair enough.
You want to be part of the money team? You part of the money team, Baby Sam?
Yeah.
Yes, please. I'd love a wage right now. Fantastic.
I forgot all about the sumo match too. Man, oh man, my list would have been much longer.
Yeah.
It's on my list.
Yeah.
We are in the final round.
Oh yeah.
It's been real, it's been fun, but it hasn't been real fun. Our number 5 pick. I don't know if you guys went 5 to 1, 1 to 5. Mine was in no particular order.
Oh yeah.
Mine was random.
I'm jumping
Mine's
around
random.
just seeing if I can get a shock value, but I'm kind of out of it now. Baby Sam, number 5.
So full disclosure, my 5th pick was Cole versus Lawler, but I do have one in mind that is quite similar to that pick that happened the year before. Bret Hart versus Vince McMahon,
Mm.
WrestleMania 26. This was abhorrent. I think I'd still rather watch it than Jay versus Jimmy, but it's close.
Okay.
This had an amazing storyline, one of the best storylines because you're working off a screw job. I was 10. I liked it, Sam. Stop doing faces. I liked the storyline. And then you get to the match, and obviously I'm 10 watching this. I don't realise that Bret Hart can't move. I'm thinking, I get to see Bret Hart, this really amazing technical wrestler that, he's going to convince and all this. Then his family come out, and then Vince is like, they're working for me. I can't do a Vince impression. And then Bret's like, oh, no, they're actually not. And it's like, oh, great. And then everything dies. Everyone's hopes and dreams and just morale just falls off a cliff. And we have to watch like 15, 20 minutes of Bret just sitting on a chair having a water whilst Vince sells and Tyson Kidd occasionally does some things. Oh, it's bad. Oh, it's really bad.
You're going to kiss my ass, Brett.
Can I be the first to say that I am so relieved that you cannot do a Vince McMahon impression, because I don't think you shitting on someone's head would be a good look for you. But
probably get demonetized even if we were monetized.
Yeah, it's so bad. And like you said, that story was there, had so much potential. When the family came out and Vince said they're working for me, and I'm like, why?
Yeah, pretty much.
We've got a lot of history here. Why is the Harts working with Vince McMahon after everything?
That just doesn't make any sense. There's something to be like, oh, no, we're not.
I mean,
there was no build.
Forget all the lawsuits.
Let's be honest. They will do anything for a buck. Let's be honest here.
Lord, come on.
True.
All I remember from that match, though, is Stu Hart going into business for himself. Like, walking over Vince's body was not planned. He just did whatever he wanted to do. It was really funny, actually, just on Stu Hart, sorry. Stu Hart genuinely is who pushed the idea of doing brother versus brother at WrestleMania 10, but as him instead of Owen. And Bret went, this would be better with Owen. Should we do it with Owen?
We planned this in the dungeon 30 years ago.
That's actually one of my honorable mentions, is Bret and Owen at WrestleMania 10, because of the repercussions to it. Love the match. Love the match. One of my favorite WrestleMania matches, but Owen goes over just for Bret to win at the end of the night. Doesn't make sense to me.
Oh, it makes perfect sense.
Oh, that works for me.
Perfect sense.
No,
Perfect
because
sense,
Owen beats Bret, Owen should get the title shot.
No, but Bret was already in, like, it was a separate match, and he was in the tournament, and it was to annoy Owen even more. So Owen's going, you're still above me, leading to their SummerSlam match. So I'm okay with that.
It's perfect.
I love the match. It was actually one of my favorite WrestleMania matches of all time, but like because the way it happened, the way it was. And I've been an Owen Hart fan when he was a heel and the 2-time Slammy winner and everything. I was always on board with Owen, and frustrated me so much. Even when he was with Coco Beware.
The booking of it just didn't make any sense at all.
Well, I mean, in a way, so that way the person in the final match had 2 matches, because Lex and Yokozuna fought earlier in the night, and then Yokozuna and Bret fought later in the night. And because of the horrific ending of the 94 Rumble, I kind of understand that. But, yeah, it is what it is. How did both men go over the top rope and hit exactly at the same time? It's beautiful.
By not having a camera on that side?
It's tough.
The same way Penta can,
Yeah.
Same way Penta can do it.
Sam, number 5 for you, sir.
Do you know what? I've got 2, but I will talk about that other one in an honorable mention. If we'll do honorable mention at the end, I'll talk about it then. So I'm going to go 1 year earlier then. You're going to talk about WrestleMania 10, just then. I'm going to talk about WrestleMania 9 and Hulk Hogan cashing in his Hulk Hogan in the bank to win the WWE Championship at the end of 9. WrestleMania 9 is already, at this point, quite a bad show. It's already been a bit of a struggle. When your best match on the card is the Head Shrinkers versus the Steiners in a 8-minute match, you know you've not had a great day. But then Bret and Yoko have their match. Yoko goes to the final spot too early because he's tired. So they cut out 6 minutes of the match, which Bret then said to Yoko afterwards, you're not getting that 6 minutes back. As if Yoko cared, he wanted to go to lie down. So that's why they were late with throwing the salt into Bret's face. So then Yoko wins, and it was like, oh, do you know what? Let's end WrestleMania with a Yoko win. Fair enough, whatever. And then Hulk Hogan strolls down, hasn't been in WWE since WrestleMania 8, strolls down and goes, Bret, my best friend, for some reason. I will defend your honor by winning for me. Let's go. And they have this 20 second match. One little leg drop. Yoko loses. Brett with his black eye from Macho knocking his ass out. Walks out as WWE champion. Only to then go to Japan and say, this is a toy, this is a trinket. I want the one that the Muta's got, and then lose at SummerSlam back to Yoko. And it's maybe one of the worst things of WrestleMania history, and it's one of the worst shows ever.
I have a theory, you know. Are we sure Charlotte Flair is actually a Flair and not Hogan? Because that is the most Charlotte Flair thing to do I've ever heard. I will avenge you, best friend, by winning the title and dropping it immediately.
You never know. You never know.
It was tough. That was such.
You never know with them guys.
I don't know. WrestleMania 9, because it was nostalgic. That's like, okay, so my first WrestleMania memory was Hogan against Sid Justice and Papa Shango and Ultimate Warrior coming out. I remember that as a child.
That's on my list.
Yeah. Oh, come on.
Papa Shango missing his cue.
But
Papa
WrestleMania
Shango.
9's the first WrestleMania I fully remember watching. I was talking about with Kombat Jones before you guys came on. Actually, I went to stay the night at a friend's house, and my family was getting WrestleMania 9, so I came up with an excuse for my mom to come pick me up.
It was my house, and he didn't let me come over and watch it either with him.
No, it wasn't. The guy's name was Andrew, but it wasn't you. But my first full WrestleMania was WrestleMania 9, so it's got a place in my heart. You know what I mean? And I love the Steiner's Head Shrinkers match. But yeah, Bret Hart losing with that. He finally got the sharpshooter on Yokozuna's big fat legs and gets the salt in his eyes and loses. And then Hogan all of a sudden cares about somebody other than himself. Just did not sit well with me. Oh, my final pick. I got like so many. One of my lists is all of WrestleMania 37.
Yes. Yes.
The entirety of WrestleMania 37 is on my list. Like, that's how I wrote it. All of 37. Minus the Bianca and Sasha Banks.
I was about to say, I like that.
Okay.
Yeah, but that couldn't be saved because Sasha Banks was only there because of the lack of talent. If she was in the talent pool, if the talent pool from today was back then, she would have no business being in the main event at a WrestleMania. But boy, oh boy, that's yeah. So I'm gonna say my last one is going to be, I'm gonna go back again, is the I Quit match between Bret Hart and Bob Backlund at WrestleMania 11, because we had Bret the Hitman Hart, right, who won the WWF Championship from Yokozuna at WrestleMania 10. He is the top guy. At WrestleMania 12, you have the Iron Man match with him and Shawn Michaels, which is arguably one of the greatest WrestleMania matches, if not one of the greatest pro wrestling matches of all time. Depends on your preference. But in between that, you have an I Quit match between him and Bob Backlund, the master of the cross-face chicken wing. And I was like, with somebody that has a finishing submission called the cross-face chicken wing, I cannot take them seriously. And I was frustrated then. I'm frustrated now. How do you have Bret the Hitman Hart, the guy that carried the company back then? I don't care about Diesel being the champion. I don't care about any of that.
No one did.
Bret Hart carried that company on his back through the new era and the dark times, as I call them, in WWF. And to have him in a throwaway match, submission match against Bob Backlund was complete dog wash. And like, so on the same vein, WrestleMania 13, the I Quit match he had with Stone Cold was a complete banger, one of the best WrestleMania matches of all time. So it isn't the stipulation isn't the match, it's just where he was put when he was put there was just, I was not okay with it. One of my worst, if probably not my least favorite WrestleMania moment.
It's one of my favorite kind of bullshit matches because everything. No, it's bad. It's awful. It's the fact that they get Piper in to be the special guest referee. They give him a microphone like you would in an I Quit match, but it's on a lead, and and he keeps dropping it in the corner. So Piper, whenever someone is about to quit, Piper's going to run all the way to the corner, pick up the microphone, and rush back over. Then he puts it back. Then he puts it back. But the one thing is Piper, for the rest of the match, keeps going. What do you say?
What do you say?
What do you say?
What do you say?
If it was a drinking game, you're on the floor if you're doing it based on him. But Piper knows this match is failing because at one point, Bret's got like Backlund in a move. And like he goes, "What do you say to Backlund? What do you say to Backlund?" And then literally just turns to Brett and goes, "Brett, what do you say?" And Brett's like, "I'm doing a move." It's just a mess of a match. And then it doesn't even end with an "I quit" because Backlund just goes, "Ah!" rather than say "I quit." I love that. That's
so bad.
So terrible.
So bad.
Yeah.
One of those matches that you laugh at, but you're not supposed to laugh at.
No.
So bad.
You don't laugh, you'll cry.
Final one. Kombat Jones.
Oh, Lord. I'm going to break the internet with this one.
Oh, no.
Okay, here we go.
I'm going to break the internet with this one. You're going to love this. Pontiac Silverdome, WrestleMania 3,
Yes.
Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant. I'm just joking.
Oh, really? Oh, I was going to
mean-
say that was on my list.
Sort of, kind of, not really, but
I think it's more
I got to
reasonable
go
than
back
the other place.
to something that
Oh, that's on my list.
we used to go to the FYE or whatever tape, video, DVD store it was to buy all the PLEs we had never seen or we couldn't watch at the time because we didn't get the pay-per-view. And this one always stood out on the shelf. It was always more expensive than all the other ones. It always looked so cool, and I had never saw it. So I saved all my money up for a month or whatever the hell it was, and I bought WrestleMania 2000 because on the cover, it had the main event of the Big Show versus Triple H versus The Rock versus Mick Foley, and it was just a hot plate of steaming dog shit, and it sucked. Yeah. The ending of Triple H going over, complete horrible, stupid. A McMahon in every corner. A piece of shit in every corner. Originally, Chris Jericho was supposed to have Mick Foley's spot, but they thought he was too small in the match. Or for whatever reason, to be in the match. It was trash. There was some good...
WrestleMania that
There was
doesn't
a
have a singles match on it. Not one singles bar.
Sam, it has
the
one
Cat
singles
match.
versus, like,
Yes.
somebody.
Yeah.
It had the Great
Versus
Dudleys
Terry
pre-TLC
one.
match.
Ladder
Yeah.
Triangle
Yeah.
ladder match.
Yes,
it's a
yes,
ladder, but
yes,
oh,
Only
which
good
was
thing on that
great.
show.
But of a main event, what a waste of money. I was so pissed. So pissed.
How did
I
they
love
not
how,
just
like-
do Rock and Triple H in the singles match that they did at Backlash? How hard was that to do?
I love how they had to try to justify why Shane was in Big Show's corner and why Vince McMahon was in The Rock's corner. I know like the past corporation kind of like tie-in or whatever, but like it's like, okay, come on. I could see like Linda McMahon bringing Mick Foley back for one more match. He wants his main event at WrestleMania. That's a story. That's okay. Obviously the McMahon Helmsley era with Triple H, but like Shane McMahon's like, oh, you're a big guy and I get beat up by everybody, so I'm going to have you around so I don't get beat up. Like that's...
I did it for
was
The
such a
Rock.
letdown.
I did it for The Rock.
I did it for The Rock.
Shut up, you thong-wearing fatty.
Yeah. I remember
that
like,
photo.
so like you said, we used to buy the tapes and stuff. And like, I remember like he would call me up. Oh, I just got WrestleMania X7 on VHS. Oh, I'm going to come over and we'd watch it and we'd watch it over and over and over and over again. And that's what he said. WrestleMania 2000, when he got that, we watched it and we're just like, boy.
Why did they fail at WrestleManias during the Attitude Era? Like every WrestleMania, obviously until 21 when they culminated, they all were bad. All the pay-per-views around were good. Like 2000, every pay-per-view was awesome, apart from WrestleMania.
Yeah.
It's like they just couldn't book it.
So they just tried
WrestleMania
too hard
14
and
was
then
okay
wanted to get
for
everyone
me.
on the card.
Yeah.
I never thought it.
It's just
Or
too
underthought
much.
it.
They tried to overdo it, I guess.
Yeah.
Tried to be so extravagant.
I got one person for you, 2 names, 3 syllables, Vince Russo. That's why
you're not wrong.
WrestleMania's during the Attitude Era. Hey, shout out, I interviewed Vince Russo a few months ago. I can't really
Say that, but in about 3 months' time, because it'll take a while
he'll
to
be
edit,
retired.
we're going to start reviewing TNA. It's
Yes.
coming out in May. TNA
Oh,
2006 and 7.
Oh,
We've got
beautiful
full
times.
Vince Russo coming.
Oh,
Yeah, beautiful times. You go to the earlier ones, even around that time, that's where the Motor City Machine Guns really shined. I got to meet them back then. It was a really great time. We got time if anybody wants to throw off a quick few honorable mentions or whatever before we head out. I know we're running short on time here. So.
Yeah.
I'll do a speed round. I can do
Okay,
a speed
we're
round.
gonna.
Right, so speed round. I got 5
Spin the
speed
block.
rounds. Don't need to talk about them. So first of all, I'll just get the why did these people win section out of the way.
Yep.
Why did Triple H beat Booker T at WrestleMania 19? Still don't understand.
Yep.
Why did John Cena beat Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania 30?
Oh,
Still don't understand. Why did Ryback lose to Mark Henry
Because
at
he's the world's
WrestleMania,
strongest
whatever it
man.
was, 34? Still don't understand.
I back it.
So just throwing them out there. But then I've got a few, like, that weren't bad moments in terms of, like, they're going to ruin your WrestleMania, but they're so bad that I think they have to be mentioned. They're all little. So first of all, let's start with WrestleMania 19. Kane RVD, Lance Storm and William Regal get bumped from the card for the Miller Lite girls. You know those girls from that stupid advert that never made it to any of the other apart from America? And they did a weird bed match against Tori and Stacy, which Tori pinned Stacy and the Millers. What? Kane and RVD are sat in catering. Kane's heating up the meals by doing that, and they're just completely bemused by these 4 women, 2 of them from Miller Lite, taking up their spot. What was that?
I quite like that actually.
Yeah.
At the time, I kind of liked it. To be honest with you, but I can understand.
But
what you're
even
talking
if
about
that's
now.
your thing, like replace another match. Why is it
Definitely
RVD
my
and Kane? Like 2
Definitely my
really old
thing.
wrestlers that are going, you know.
So bad, so bad.
WrestleMania 5. Does anyone remember who sang the national anthem at WrestleMania 5?
No You.
No, it wasn't Aretha Franklin. It was.
It was Rockin' Robin, who was the current women's champion. I think she's like sister or half sister of Jake Roberts. Couldn't sing. Not a singer. This isn't Lillian Garcia. She was thrown out there as a rib to sing the national anthem. Didn't have a women's match on the card. They were literally went, Rockin' Robin, go on, go and sing the national anthem. And this poor woman had to yuck the national anthem in front of...
I want you to get out there, sing the anthem, then shit on me afterwards.
It was at Trump Plaza as well. So it's
Trump
not
Plaza.
much better.
Yeah. And then you're gonna piss on me with golden showers.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's 2.
Earn your keep.
WrestleMania 2, when they had guest commentators, and they got Susan St. James as a commentator.
Jesus
But
Christ.
all she said was, uh-oh, uh-oh. It sounded like she was a 4-year-old who needed the loo.
Wow, these guys are really athletic, huh? Wow. So bad.
I can't believe that. How do they do this?
Susan St. James. Yeah.
But let's end on the reason most of these WrestleMania moments were terrible. It was the booking. It was the person with the pencil. His name is Vinnie Mac, the arsehole. And the moment that sticks in my head the most about Vince McMahon was at WrestleMania 23, before his match with Donald Trump. Stephanie comes in with a baby stroller, her little child, and somehow there's a camera, a POV, from the baby's perspective. And Vince is like, I'm gonna beat Donald Trump. You're my grandson, and you won't be with me. I think he's done a poo. You know, it's like, what?
Yeah.
What are we? You're talking about like cinematic with Bray Wyatt. I will take the Firefly Funhouse over a POV shot of Steph's child with Vince's mahogany brown face a foot away. Like, I'm gonna crush him. I'm gonna beat him. Oh, there's my speed round. That's me. Those are my best moments of WrestleMania.
Fair enough. I like it. I respect
Baby
it.
Sam, do you have any more or no?
Oh, I probably have a lot. I'm trying to think of them now. What have we just had? We've just had WrestleMania 40. There's got to be some other shocking ones. You know what? I think 38 had a few little low moments. Oh, I'll tell you what, 40 as well. The pretty Final Testament and what was it? Was it the Wyatt Six?
No, it was Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits.
Lashley, it's all the
Bubba
same.
Ray was a ref.
Yeah, that was shocking. But I think that maybe he's treated a bit harshly because it was on a really good WrestleMania and was a low point.
That won our worst feud of the year of 2024.
Oh, WrestleMania 27. John Morrison and you had Snooki.
Oh, Snooki. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cabs are here. Cabs are here.
Oh, that was a hard watch. Even on that movie, that was a hard watch.
Oh.
Those are two that spring to mind.
So bad.
And then WrestleMania 24, you had that Snoop Dogg segment as well. Let's not forget.
Oh,
Isn't
when he drove the golf cart down?
Yeah.
That wasn't
The first,
24, I don't
yeah,
think,
one of
was
the
it?
first one. Yeah, one of them.
We've had some bad times.
Well, that's one of my honorable mentions was actually the whole Miz and Shane McMahon thing at WrestleMania 39 when Shane blew his leg out, but that turned into one of the best moments because Snoop Dogg on the fly just there, someone was like, Snoop got to do something, so he just like walloped the Miz. And,
I respect it.
He worked it.
Though.
Yeah.
None of us would have done that. We would have all froze. Fair play to him.
No.
No, we would have laid it down.
100%.
I always
I'd
put
have
it
been
down.
like Nicholas at WrestleMania 34. I would have been.
Oh,
I got
backstage
not-
politica.
I don't
not-
freeze up.
not Pat McAfee versus
Vince.
Oh my goodness. No,
Austin
yes.
Theory.
Austin Theory. I kept trying to say Austin Creed. Austin Theory. Like that was an okay match. I actually enjoyed the match quite much, but at the afterwards of Vince McMahon, that whole thing was absolutely ridiculous. If not, it led to a great moment when Stone Cold came out and gave the worst stunner of all time to Vince McMahon.
Brilliant.
But man, man, that moment was so bad. All of WrestleMania 37. I already said that.
Yep.
Baron Corbin winning the Andre the Giant Battle Royal in WrestleMania 32. The reason why I don't like this is because they established the Andre the Giant Battle Royal the year before, and who wins it? The Big Show. And then
Cesaro
next
won
year,
the first one.
what's that? Oh, Cesaro won the
it
first
at
one,
Big
right?
Show won the
But then
second
they really like legitimized it. Big Show won it because Andre the Giant, Big Show, whatever. And then, but Cesaro, you can even see his placement at the time winning it. But then you have Baron Corbin winning it, and all he does is just stand there and do the pose of the trophy the whole time. And then we have people like Matt Hardy that ends up winning it, and it's like, okay, this whole thing kind of lost its luster after that. And I wish they would delete that from history. But
Well, they hate the match so much it's now on SmackDown.
oh
Yeah.
oh my goodness.
Doesn't
I
even
didn't
make
mind
a
that as much.
pre-show.
I didn't mind that
Yeah.
as much as Corbin ending.
Oh,
The Kurt Angle retirement match with Corbin was far worse to me.
That's right.
Oh,
That's right.
Yeah.
that was a
Let's put
long
that in there.
night.
I forgot that
Oh, it
was
was.
even there. Wow.
You guys, that WrestleMania got to finish at like midnight, 12:30 for you. We're 5 hours in front of you. That was 5:30 in the morning for us. We were up in a
We were
pub
out
watching it. We were in a
at a bar.
bar.
Oh,
Late.
Oh,
never again.
My final one was WrestleMania 28, Sheamus beating Daniel Bryan in 5 seconds with the Brogue kick 1, 2, 3 after kissing AJ Lee. I understand from the viewpoint of Sheamus winning it, but I thought that was going to be a banger of a match. Sheamus was on the rise. Daniel Bryan's one of the best technical wrestlers of our generation, if not ever. And I thought that was going to just be a great match, and I was really anticipating it just for the kick, the pin. And like you said, the people in that stadium that paid all that money just to see a 5-second squash like that against Daniel Bryan, I just like,
in retrospect, I'm glad it happened because it's the beginning of what led to us to get to WrestleMania 30. But at the time, I didn't even care Sheamus winning. Do a match.
Do a match, yeah.
Yeah.
Do a
Well, they did
match.
it Extreme Rules, and it was, as Sheamus would say, a banger. It was brilliant. So they could have done.
next
They had
month.
it in them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kombat Jones, you got anything to finish us out, sir?
Yeah, I got a few. I ain't gonna talk much about them, but we got Butterbean versus Bart Gunn, WrestleMania 15.
Poor Bart.
Yeah.
The
We got
brawl
Billy-
for all.
The Brawl for All, knockout.
So good.
They should have put Butterbean versus Floyd Mayweather. That would have made more sense. WrestleMania 13, we got Billy Gunn versus Flash Funk.
Funk, yep.
I mean, I love me some Flash Funk and all, but yeah,
That's too cold, Scorpio.
yes. WrestleMania 39,
Flash.
Austin Theory versus John Cena.
Ugh.
Really?
Oh, it's bad.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, I like that
Yeah.
match, actually.
Forgot about that.
Who remembers the Nigerian drum fight for the Intercontinental title
What a
between
banger.
Apollo Crews and Big E?
Ugh.
That's
And the
WrestleMania
worst-
37 again, isn't it?
Yeah.
Was it 30? Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay, you're right.
Wow, that WrestleMania is bad.
Yeah, and to top it all off, the worst two of all time, the worst two main events of all time in a row, John Cena versus The Rock, WrestleMania 28 and 29.
Wow.
problem I have
Bullshit.
is, the problem I have
Bullshit.
with the John Cena Rock one.
Bullshit.
I'm okay with the build. I'm okay with the way the first match went. Fine. It's the fact that they decided to not do anything with it.
Yeah, they
should have been Punk.
Cena wins for the next year. He's fine.
Superstar of the year.
Outside of John Laurinaitis, he's fine. He's not affected by his loss to The Rock. And then, we'll just do Rock again. And CM Punk's just sat there in the corner.
Yep.
500-day reign,
Just Vince trying to milk it for the money. Milking it for the money. Doing what he does.
You know what's funny? One of my worst favorites, like up until I can look back at it in a different perspective now, is I absolutely hated The Rock versus Hogan at WrestleMania 18 when it happened. Could not stand it because in my head, our guy Stone Cold Steve Austin, it should have been Austin and Hogan. That's what it should have been. But what the match turned into with the double turn during the match, mid-match, everybody's cheering Hogan, booing The Rock, so they decided to kind of pivot and everything else. I don't think that would have actually happened if Stone Cold was in the ring. They would have backed Stone Cold, but at the end of the day, that probably would have been better because we wouldn't have gotten another 3 years of the Immortal one, which was absolute dog shit, sold by Shawn Michaels overselling. But
bloody Canadians.
Oh my goodness, the Canadians. Hey man, they still praise your king now, I guess.
Chris Jericho said that they still some places still do the British national anthem before or after school, and I was like, we don't even do that at our schools. What do you mean?
Bloody don't.
I mean, don't get me wrong, our national anthem sucks, but still.
Oh, don't say that much. I love the Sex Pistols, but listen. All I know is if you boo our national anthem during a hockey game in another country, we are going to fight you.
We're going to go. We're going.
That's all I know.
Oh, yeah. We boo our own national anthem. Like a football game. Genuinely. When it's a football game and the national anthems go, we just want the game to start. We're not bothered. We just start the football.
Start
we
the
so
soccer.
Envious watching Americans do the national anthem. We're like, it's such a tune. You guys sing it with such gusto and such passion. And we do a God save our grace, long, the most monotonous one. God save our noble king. We're not even royalists anymore. We don't even care.
Brings a tear to your eye.
I think Def Rebel could do a better job, personally, than what we've done.
Let's just not do this national anthem so we can watch 90 plus minutes of someone passing a soccer ball around. That's really what you guys want to watch.
It's better than your football. It's the real football.
Oh my god,
it's much better.
So I don't know. Coca-Cola advert or a penis pill advert that needs to be done.
In between.
Hey, if it wasn't for those, never mind. So, but listen, I don't know if you guys saw, but they had U.S. versus Canada hockey game up in Canada last week or a week and a half ago, and they played the United States national anthem, and the Canadians booed it. So in the first 9 seconds of the game, there was 3 fights on the ice because Americans just threw their gloves on and just started beating up the Canadian players.
I'm not surprised.
And
it was a whole thing.
That's what I like about hockey, though. They just allow them to fight. I think that's brilliant. I think
that's how it should be.
All sports should just have intermissions where everyone just stops playing the sport and has a scrap. I think it's wonderful.
Baby. Let's go.
It'd be interesting if, in a wrestling match, they stopped wrestling and started playing a game of chess in the middle or something to have a kind of a juxtaposition or something.
3 stages of hell match, but it's like board games.
Yeah. Connect 4, chess, and then Operation to finish it up.
I'd still rather watch that than a 2010s Randy Orton match, to be honest.
Rey Mysterio would win Operation.
That's messed up. That's messed up. All right, so we're about wrapping up. Those were our least favorite WrestleMania moments. What are your least favorite WrestleMania moments? Let us know in the comments if you would choose to do so. This is Sam's on Wrestling. We have Baby Sam and Sam. Check out their YouTube channel. Like I said, the link will be in their description. Thank you guys so much for coming out and hanging out with us and putting up with our childish antics. We really, really appreciate it. I think we added we're a hard antics. We're a hard act to get along with, and you guys held your own very well. Anything else, Kombat Jones? We're ready to roll, huh?
No, that's it. We appreciate y'all. We appreciate everybody out there. There's nothing but love. Lots of good times. Lots of good times. We love the IWC. Yeah, we love them so much. They're so great.
I think they're all right.
Yeah, it's fair enough. Yeah.
No,
you took the words right up. Yeah. So, with that being said, we appreciate Sam's on Wrestling. They're the best.
Appreciate you.
We
Yeah.
appreciate Ringside. I want to say, right, every time I say your name, I've got to remember it because,
Yep.
like,
Renaissance.
I want to say, like, Renaissance, as if
Uh-huh.
you're like some
Painting.
sort of French painting.
Yep.
Yes.
We are.
Yes. We. Yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio painted us. Didn't you know that?
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to Hitting the Turnbuckle over there too. You know.
Yeah,
Shout out to all everybody over there. Yeah. Thank you, baby Sam. Thank you, Sam. Ginger Sam. Thank you, Pretty Deadly Jesse. Thanks to me, Kombat Jones. Yeah. Check out Sam's on Wrestling. And we are the Ringside Renaissance Wrestling Podcast. Peace.